Yes, sir, baby. Welcome to the Tennessee Tide Podcast, baby. Tides Coliseum, man. You know we doing it big today, man. We got a special guest in the building. Now, everybody, in the Nashville area definitely knows, definitely the state of Tennessee. I got my two favorite co-hosts in the building, man. I got my boy Leonard Firestone. How you doing, my boy?
Man, doing good. Happy 420, everybody. Man, I'm excited for this special guest, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. What's up, Marako? Go on, tell them what it is, man.
Yes, sir. What's up? What's happening? Man, I hope y'all enjoying y'all 420, man. Just stay safe up out there, man. And let's get this thing rolling, man. We got a special guest in the building, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We got a big special guest, man. Former Tennessee Volunteer, man. Former Pittsburgh Steeler. And on the radio, the famous radio podcast, man, 104.5, The Zone, man. Let's introduce Ramon Foster in the building.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, man? I'm good, man. Enjoying this evening like everybody else, man. It's a good day.
Yes, sir. It's good to hear, man.
No doubt.
How's your day been going, man? How you having during this 420, man?
Man, day been busy, honestly, man. Just left for my oldest baseball game. I hit up Marako and told us like I'm game just finished. I'm on my way to the house. I'm gonna be a couple minutes late, but I got here on time anyway. But you know how it goes for me. Early morning, late nights for the most part. I've been busy for the most part all day. That's usually every day. I tell anybody, if you're busy, that means you got some good stuff going on. So I like it to keep it that way.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, we can go ahead and get you started, man. Ask you some quick little questions, man. So what brought you to the game of football, Ramon?
Honestly, man, my dad played, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I know I was a big kid, so I wanted to do that. I'll be honest with you. I told everybody from the day I stepped on the football field to almost till I retired, I was nervous every first day of practice. Because y'all know how it is. Football, the only sport, man, where you really got to do what you say you're going to do out there. That's one thing I'll tell anybody. That, like, you go talk some trash, guess what? Somebody going to come answer that bell for you if you ain't right on that one, okay? Mm-hmm. If you claim you the hardest cat in the school, guess what? You better go prove that. But what got me, man, was the adrenaline rush of the game, the team aspect of it, the ability to really just show off your skill set. Like, that's what really got me early on. It was fun. Like, everybody think about that playing in the backyard where you just, man, I want to knock somebody's head off. But then folks tell you, like, no, you can't do that. But on the football field, especially coming up in the early 2000s and 90s, you really could play that type of physical where you can crack back on somebody and stuff like that. So that was fun to me. And for me, the switch clicked for myself probably as far as enjoying the game in high school. My older brother, man, I forever chased him, still chase him to this day. And before that, though, I'll be real with you. Y'all know Ron Slayer is my brother. Yeah. We're actually blood brothers, too. Same dad. Okay,
I had to put this one on the screen, man. Car ain't got no roof.
Car ain't got no roof. Shout out to our guy, man. I'll probably tell him log on and check us out here in a second. But we same dad. So I'll be honest, the first love I probably had was basketball. Because I grew up super fast. I was 6'4" in like the 8th grade. So I just knew I was going to be 7 foot going into high school and stuff. What really settled me down was I went to Memphis for an AAU basketball tournament. And they point guard was 6'6", and he was just bamming with ease. And I was like, you know what? I should probably take football a little bit more serious because I can't dribble. You feel me? I'm a post player. I'm that type of dude. I'm not up and down the court. My coach put me in the paint, man. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stick to football for a little bit. Y'all ever had that aha moment right there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That was mine, man. I was just like, you know what? This kid right here is 6'6", and he dunking with ease, man. I got to really gather myself to go dunk. But football took off for me after seeing my brother Renardo get recruited. At that point, I always tell people, man, watch who you follow. Like, legitimately watch who you follow, man. If my brother had done some crazy stuff, I'd have probably done some crazy stuff too. You feel me? See what I'm saying? Like, if he was really in the streets, I'd have probably followed and mimicked him too because I wanted to be like him. We 18 months apart in age. So Renardo, growing up with him, he had a box Chevy. Guess what I wanted? I wanted a box Chevy too. He wanted bang in his car. I was trying to put bang in mine too. That's exactly how it was. So when he got his scholarship, Well, I remember one of the first things I said, I was like, I want one too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really flipped the switch for me. He was playing tight end. I want to play tight end. They moved me to tackle my sophomore year, offensive tackle. You want to talk about fighting and clawing, not to put my hand in that dirt. I did not want to be on the O-line. I absolutely hated it. I just wanted to play defense, and I wanted to hear my name called when I caught the football. Lo and behold, that ended up being my career, man. But after he left, they put me back at tight end my junior year and back to tackle my senior year in high school too. And it was a benefit to me. I ended up winning Mr. Football for the state for linemen, made All-State, got all those accolades and everything. And it really just turned on the switch for me, honestly, by seeing and watching his pathway through high school. I was like, I got to do that. When he went to Louisville, I was like, I got to do something. I can't just stay here after he left, you know?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So, so you can talk about your recruiting process, and it brought you over to the the best university in the SEC, man. University of Tennessee, man.
No matter
I
how.
had to come.
You feel me? My love for UT happened, man, in middle school. I'll never forget. It's funny too, because the Big Orange Caravan been going through Tennessee. They were in Memphis, and I saw my middle school PE teacher at the Big Orange Caravan. It was one of those full circle moments. You feel me? And I'll never forget, she was like, "You gonna play at Tennessee?" And I was just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like whatever you say, I'm gonna do that. Lo and behold, man, I got good enough to where I started to get recruited. And what's cold blood, I see Trayshawn just said that too. Like Ron was there. So it really became attainable to me at UT. Nardo went to Louisville. I ended up, Ron was at UT. All of us got the same dad, by the way. Ron ended up at UT. And mind you, too, Ron and us didn't grow up together. If you see us now, you think we was raised in the same household. We just got the same genetics from the same dad. And we all just got clicked tight after, we all grew up on our own. But that recruiting process, of course, they played the Ron card, but not much at all because they were recruiting me for football. And by the time I got there, he was going to be gone. I distinctly remember recruiting picking up by going into my senior year like a lot. I went to a couple camps and stuff like that. I actually got my scholarship offer from UT at a on-campus camp. It was an overnight camp, and they were on me hard from that point. The weekend that I actually committed to Tennessee, I was actually supposed to go to Michigan State. The connection to Michigan State was this. My brother's coach at Louisville, John L. Smith, had got fired from Louisville, took the job at Michigan State, and he knew I was a young guy behind my older brother, so he was on me hard to recruit. What happened was it was a snowstorm that happened in Michigan, in East Lansing, and it grounded all flights. And at that point, Tennessee hit me on the phone. Was like, hey, come take your official visit this weekend. And the rest was history, man. I went there. It was crazy. Here I was, young, green, wet behind the ears. You feel me? I wore my high school Letterman jacket. They trying to get me in the club and everything. And it was funny watching me trying to be older, and they realized, man, fool, we know you're a recruit. Come on in here, man. Get this over with. Here I was with a straight face. Like, nah, man, it ain't that. But what got me, man, it is going to sound crazy to say, my host was phenomenal. You hear me? Like, I had somebody from West Tennessee that was my recruiting host, and I'm a West Tennessee kid too. And we went to the club, and it was at the time, man, I'm age myself here. It was 03, November of 03. Took the visit. That's when T.I. was starting to buzz a little bit. We went to a club, the Electric Ballroom in Knoxville, and that 24 song was out, trap music. That album had dropped. Yeah. Okay, we in the club, man. He performing. Didn't really know much about T.I. at the time. But, man, he had the club jumping. And that Knoxville, Atlanta, coordination is really close. So they knew about his music and whatnot. I'll never forget watching – I probably shouldn't say this, but we passed that point now. But watching the football team, like, legitimately get into a squabble inside of the club. And I'm just looking around like, no. But the party was so insane. It was so dope that I was just more or less like, I can get with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was insanely just – I'm from a small town, okay? Henning, Tennessee is where I stayed. I went to Ripley High School. They're the same county. Let's correlate it like it's smaller than Gallatin, Hendersonville. You see what I'm saying? It's probably like I stayed in the White House version of Sumner County. You see what I'm like? So I was in the small point. raised in a double wide trailer, cornfield, cotton field, soybean field all around me. So like for me, I was of the mindset like I gotta get up out of here. You ever had that feeling like, man, I want a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the thing was, that's the reason I was so intrigued with Michigan State. Because like I wanted to see more than what was in front of me. I ain't want to be stuck. Because y'all know how small time mindsets are. Everybody go to school, go to college for a year, and they go right back to the factories.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, put me about 6+ hours away and let me just grow up. That was my biggest thing, man, is I want to get away from home so I couldn't just go back to the crib. I could have went to Memphis, Ole Miss, Arkansas, just all of those close in proximity schools where I was like a 6-hour drive is far enough for me not to get there. But after that fight, man, of course, we had some we was drinking, had a good time. That next morning, we went back home to Henning, West Tennessee. And I ended up like committing like 2 days after that. I was like, yeah, this is where I want to go. I don't even know why I'm playing around with this. Coach Foreman was really cool in the recruiting. Coach Pat Washington was my primary recruiter. What really sealed the deal for me was, and everybody knew at the time, was Coach Foreman coming to my house. I'll never forget, like everybody in the city knew. Like my brother went to Louisville and they were D1. But we in Tennessee and Coach Foreman flies in on a private flight to come to my house, eat my mama food, see like everybody. That was by far one of the dopest experiences that my hometown had ever seen at the time, though. And that commitment was well worth it, too.
Most definitely. Yeah, Phil Foreman, man, Hall of Fame head coach, man.
Hall of Fame. Big field, man. Big field.
So, we talk about your time in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You were with 11 years with them. So
yeah, 11 years. The draft, man, was insane. I love and hate the draft at the same time. You feel me? Yeah. The process leading up to that was insane because I played a lot, started 2 full years at UT. Did my thing, blocked some really good guys and stuff. What led up to me getting undrafted, I got the answers in hindsight. That's what it was all about, man, was I had a bad combine. I caught a nosebleed before I ran my 40 time. And y'all know how they slate this stuff. Like a tackle's supposed to run this, a guard run this, wide receiver, you run the 4-3 that push you up a little bit. You got to bench press these. I had a terrible workout. Caught a nosebleed live on TV. I'm holding my head back, trying to sniff blood back into my nostrils. So that goes down. And then pro day at UT happens. Catch the flu. So this is like 2 days before. And of course, everything happened for a reason, right? 2 days before we supposed to actually go work out in pro day, I go into the training room like, man, yo, I feel hot. I never had the flu before. I didn't know what it felt like. Man, it hit me like a sack of bricks, like legitimately. And I couldn't perform at the pro day. Didn't do anything at the combine. And I'm sitting around waiting on the draft. And this is a time where they really stretched it out. I think every first-round pick was 20 minutes or something like that. So I'm sitting around, just had my oldest son at the time, too. RJ wasn't even a year old at the time. Just had open heart surgery himself, too, as a kid because he was born with a condition. So I had all of this weighing on me. So I'm like, man, I got to make it. First round, all right, cool. I ain't going to get that one. I was expecting probably like 5th round, right? 5th round come around, no call. 6th round, man, I got to. I'm sitting there holding my kid, too. Like, imagine you knowing you did everything you needed to. That performance stuff, cool. Watch my film. It was my thing. Watch my film. And I got a new child with my girlfriend, now my wife now, and I'm just like, yo, I got to make this happen. I'm a young dad. Like, what we got going on here? Like, they didn't ask for this. You feel me? So I'll never forget. Like, I'm not a crying type. Like, I shed some tears behind that one because I'm like, it hurts so much to have your dreams just like broken. So at that point, the chip just was built up, and I ain't really understand what that meant at the time. But immediately after draft, I'm getting like crazy calls, Jets calls, Brown calls, Cincy call, Pittsburgh, Giants. Like I had probably 13 teams call, probably 8 real offers. And it came down, honestly, y'all, being real with you, money and opportunity. If I can be, I got a kid, I got to pay for daycare, I got to pay for rent.
Yep.
Cleveland wanted me the baddest, but they only offered me $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh offered me $8,000. The Jets actually offered me 16, but the taxes in New York, New Jersey versus Pittsburgh kind of equal up. Best advice my agent gave me was like, Ramon, Pittsburgh's a land of opportunity. If you think you're good enough and you're going to fight hard enough, you're going to make this team. I ain't know what that meant. I was like, hell, screw it. Let's go to Pittsburgh. That's essentially how it went down. I'm blind to it, naive to it. What's so cold-blooded about it was this. I get inside the building to go work out, right? The scouts, weight room coach, position coach, you're going to make this team. I'm like, what? Who are you talking about? He's like,
wow.
You're going to make this team. I'm like, all right, whatever. Assistant O-line coach at the time, Harold Goodman. Big fella, you know we had a 3 to 5 grade on you. I'm like, what? Y'all had a 3rd round and 5th round grade. Why ain't y'all pick me? Come to find out, they sent me my evaluation sheet. It was my 40 time that got me. I really didn't have a good workout, so I didn't justify why to be picked, and they ended up picking a cat from a school that was known at the time from Wisconsin for offensive lineman. So they went with him instead of me. It was unique. It's crazy, though. First year made the team, 53-man roster that year. And what's so cool about it, the switch for me was when I realized it was a business. Me and my roommate were going against each other. I was 73 on offense. He was 73 on defense. And the D-line coach told us, y'all know this ain't college no more, right? Both of y'all got on 73, but we only going to keep one of y'all. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Wait a minute. And we roommates, right? And we roommates. At that point, man, it's been my motto, and it's always been my motto in everything I do. If it's a game between me and you, like I like to have a good time and joke around, but if it's a game between me and you and I'm trying to win, I'm going to step on your neck to get what I want. And at that point, the switch turned on. And it was that way from that point moving forward. I ended up making the team, playing, starting 4 games. That next year, the dude they drafted in front of me, they cut him to keep me. And from that point on, 11 years happened, man. Pittsburgh was a good experience for me. Mike T, man, you love him as a coach. You love him as a person. He's taught me a lot of life lessons, kid lessons with my boys, how to be a better husband, just the ultimate, like, when you're in a good competitive environment, that ability to just poke and prong guys to get them going, he good at it. And he did a lot of that with me early on, so much so that, man, I was conditioned to just run through a wall. You feel me? But that's the environment you got to have to where guys don't overly feel comfortable. The spirit of competition is always in the forefront of how you win. And there's also the expectation of winning, too. That's one thing I learned in Pittsburgh for sure.
Most definitely. Yeah, my dad would love to hit him, and my dad's a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So
what's crazy, the blending of like Pittsburgh, Dallas, San Francisco here in Tennessee is huge, man. I didn't even realize at the time. I'm gonna be real with you. I was blind to the fact. When I chose Pittsburgh, I was so deep into like the combine training. I really didn't know they had won the Super Bowl till after I got there. Like, that's how locked in I was.
Man, that's crazy.
I was like locked in combine training. So that's why like it hurt so hard too when I didn't get drafted. Like, and I can say that now. I ain't admit it while I was playing, but like that I can admit it because like I was so deep into like getting to that point. That's why I'm always on guys about like maximizing that opportunity, because I tell anybody, the league, despite the health that come with it, you know, the concussions, broken bones, dog, I'm telling y'all, it's worth it. Like, it ain't no other job like it in the world, man. The access to do whatever you want, however you want. You go into a city, you don't wait on traffic. Like, it's worth it, man, to know that payoff at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Most
definitely.
And we had somebody in the chat ask, was the Steelers-Titans hate really that real when you played? Like, how was that? Did you feel that atmosphere, or was it more media?
Let me tell y'all this, okay? I'm from here, okay? I used to love coming back here because that bottom bowl of fans, okay, that just dog cuss you out, will just get all in your face. It fueled you, man. I'll be like, yo, we gotta win down here, man. I used to tell people all the time, no lie, I swear to y'all. I used to tell my teammates, man, y'all, I got to win here, man, because I live here. I'm trying to go to the weekend and not get talked bad to. Like, it was real in the spirit of, I will say this. I didn't understand it, truthfully, till I got the job at 104.5. Like, I did not understand it because I didn't know, like, the divisions. Like, I watched football growing up, but I much rather watch Discovery or be outside hooping or something like that. So the AFC Central, I didn't know anything about. When I got on the station, y'all hear me out. I didn't think I was going to last a week. Because they were, we got a Steeler on her cover. You could have got anybody.
Yeah, that University of Tennessee saved you, man.
Man.
UT saved you, bro.
That I was on here. I was like, I'm from here. Like, I played at UT.
Yeah.
They ain't want to hear that, man. It's like, I was like, whoa. But I told folks, plus we was following the Legacy show and everything. Like, I didn't understand all that because I was in Pittsburgh. Like, I didn't get history of 104.5 and all that and the AFC Central. Like, our biggest rival in Pittsburgh was the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody talk about that game. Like, we had kind of phased out of that Randall L., Hines Ward, early Ben Roethlisberger era of, like, AFC Central stuff. I don't even know if Ben was in the AFC, but Jerome Bettis era. Like, I didn't see this. They made our rivals become the Ravens because the Ravens were, I'm going to say this because I can, because they not on here, but they were like a clone of everything that we did. Defense is how Baltimore play. Defense is how Pittsburgh play. Find your quarterback, get you some skill guys, and own the run game. Like, it's tit for tat on how they built up the Raven organization. And maybe I'm too cocky in that explanation of that, but it's heated. So the Titans being a rival, like, for me, it was personal because, hell, I'm from here, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't realize the hate till I took the job at the station. I got ran through, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it was serious.
Yeah, I know a lot of Steelers fans that live out here that hate the Titans, and like the team I hate the most is the Baltimore Ravens by far. Like, they done took Super Bowls from us, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just can't stand them. You know what I'm saying? So they took the 08 team. We felt like the 08 team. I know the Steelers wanted to win it all. We felt like that team could have won it all. The 2000s team, we felt like could have won it all, and they both got put out by the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So.
Being around
2020 team,
man, being around, yeah, I know, like, legitimately, like, being around Rhett and Mike Keefe, like, I get, like, those stories on, like, how good those 08 teams were and that Baltimore rivalry, that 2000, and of course Aaron McNair going to Baltimore after the fact, Derek Mason going to Baltimore.
That hurt us, man.
After the fact, like, I've gotten the run through of how, like, it's all tied in and how you really dislike them. Like, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Is how I look at this situation. So screw the Ravens.
Yeah. Well, so far, I mean, we ain't beat Pittsburgh in a while, so it's like, you know.
You know what's interesting about that, man? It's to separate. One, the quarterback. That 2020 season, crazy, right? Like, I didn't think we were going to end up.
That was a good game, though. It was a good game.
It was, man. To me, I'll say this, and I'm not the coach of the Titans, anything like that, but, like, the separator of getting over the top, one, quarterback play matters. I'll be completely honest with you. Finding that guy, and I don't even know if it's in this draft this year, but the aura and cockiness, just being real with you, that you walk in the stadium when you got a franchise guy changes everything. And if you got a competent enough defense to get the job done, man, listen to me. You walk in there and just be like, yeah, whatever. Y'all cool? All right, we're going to win anyway. Like, that was our approach to it. Like, it wasn't over the top cocky, but, like, knowing that this dude can be minute 22 seconds, 70 yards to go, one time out, and you down by 5 and just march up and down the field, that's a luxury. And that's what 7 did. I remember the hit. Was it Jeff that hit Ben in 2020?
Yeah.
And him, they was jawing. and I ain't gonna lie, I was sitting on my couch when I saw it. I said, okay, he about to turn it on. And at that point, He threw it to Deontay, tight into the end zone, and then he looked at Jeff. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a long day, Titans fans. Like, it was like that, man. It was.
Hey, we came back, though, man. That was one thing. I remember watching that game, and we wound up watching it because I know we wound up watching it at one of the bars down there in Nashville, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I went to the weekend after the game, too. I went to the weekend after the game, too.
R.I.P. to that, too, man. It ain't around no more.
Yeah. Also, you know, I say that game was good just because, I mean, you guys got up, the Pittsburgh fans because the bar was half Pittsburgh, half Titan. So it was like, you know, Pittsburgh fans was talking at the beginning of the game, then the Titans started coming back. Derrick Henry started getting going. I said, oh, yeah, y'all in trouble now. Oh, my boy, y'all can't stop my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right, no doubt, man. But it's always a good game, though. But I'll say this: respect has always been there in them games. Wesley Woodyard, man, one of my best friends in the world. He's solid. Bud coming here, Ola coming here, and Ben Jones, super cool with him. I won't say super cool. We're cool in passing. Ben in his own world, like the respect is there, and I try to make it a point if I can to go to those practices, especially being that I'm covering the team as a former player. You never want to cover a team and speak about guys if you can't see them. So I'm making that a point to be a part of that. And honestly, the way I'm gonna report on it is what I see. I don't want to gaslight the crowd. I just want to speak on the game from a player's perspective. And I can be wrong. You feel me? And I'm okay with somebody telling me that I'm wrong too, but I'm gonna call it how I see it in those situations.
Yeah. So another thing we were talking off camera about. So what exactly do you feel like the Titans are gonna do in the draft? So
man, dog, listen to me. It's so many holes. Like that's the issue. That's the issue. If you got, let's say, Stroud or Anthony Richardson fall to 8, I feel like you can go take it because you ain't got to pay off a whole lot. But I look at this team and I say, man, you need a tackle. You might need another guard, a safety, depending on Bayard's situation, right? Yeah. Tight end, potentially. Like you got 2, but you still could get another, like wide receiver. Like I've been saying on our show, like it's an empty cupboard. Like it legitimately is an empty cupboard, and how you gonna fill it? Well, if I gotta fill it by trading up, then I'm really still at odds when it comes down to getting like my team available to legitimately compete. And that's what I'm looking for. Like Tannehill to me ain't bad. I know you hear Tannehill name sometimes, it's like, yeah, whatever. But like the years that he had weapons around him, he was legit. Like that's what I say about him is, what is a franchise quarterback if that's the biggest hiccup for this team? Nobody really knows, really, because Jalen Hurts just got broke off as a second rounder. Brock Purdy right now might be the man in San Francisco. Yeah. So I say sit still with Tannehill. Get a tackle or guard or combo guy in the first round if you have to. I'd also even say outside edge is important to this team too, because Harold coming off that ACL, no matter how good a guy does, it's only been one guy I can name off top, and that's Adrian Peterson, that came back from the ACL and just looked like Hulk. You remember he went for 2,000 yards right after that ACL.
Yeah, almost broke the record.
It ain't too many other folks that did that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking tackle, outside edge, tight end somewhere early, and 1 or 2 wide receivers. You got 6 picks, unless you trading back. Like Rand got his hands full. And being real with you too, you can say to yourself, well, how much time will Braves have if you lost 7 to end the season, despite whatever the circumstances were, injuries? Like they're gonna look at that and say, okay, where are we at? I think he's a damn good coach, but having 2 losing seasons in a row, that ain't gonna fly in many organizations unless they say, look, we gonna give you time. But as quick as Jacksonville is building up, Indy might shake back, and I mean, looking at D'Amico Ryans as a defensive coordinator, that's AFC South about to get real sticky. Mm-hmm. So how much time you going to give them to get it right?
Yeah, because that's some things we kind of talked about on this show is about how to handle the draft. And with you saying like, yeah, it is an empty cupboard, but that's also kind of a gift in a sense, because you do got so much, you don't have to hone in on one position and pick off a team needs. You can kind of go but you can't mess it up neither. So you got to make sure that if you go tackle that you don't mess up and should have got a guy a wide receiver that was better, or vice versa. So I think it'd be better because I'm with you on the Tannehill train. I think he's good. He hasn't, and not even just talent, he hasn't had the same core wide receivers longer than 2 years. Every year he keeps changing up a wide receiver core and have to learn new things. And people's like, well, he can't make throws. Well, he has literally zero chemistry with anybody on the team. They're new all the time.
Tannehill most definitely make throws, man. I don't know what people are saying. Like if a wide receiver, he's accurate. He's an accurate quarterback. He's just, I mean, like I said, the only problem I have with him is I just don't feel like he's good enough to get us to the Super Bowl. But at the same time, I think he's a good quarterback, man. I think he gets a lot of blame for stuff that isn't his fault.
He's just not a game changer like Rodgers or Brady or Ben was. But I think he can win us a Super Bowl. But you got to make sure that you got somebody that can play calls and you got some talent around him. But he's not going to got that. I don't think he's ever going to be that guy that like a trigger turns and like, oh yeah, like he was saying, like Ramon was saying, like, oh, I saw Big Ben. I was like, oh yeah, he's about to turn it up. I don't think you're going to see that from Tannehill. That ain't him. But Tannehill ain't going to pull a Dak and put you in games where you're going to lose neither.
100%. Like the turnovers that happened in that game, like. Cincy's, they were just on. It was their day. That's all you got to say to that playoff game. Like it was their day, and when none you can do.
They was picking everybody off all playoffs, man.
They went to the Super Bowl.
They had about 8 picks,
and 2 of Tannehill's 3 picks were tipped.
Yeah,
they weren't even like just threw right down to the receivers, and one was tipped by the defensive lineman coming in, throwing it, and it just happened to go straight up to him. So,
and that's the thing. Like, and I feel like that tip pick to Mike Hilton. Like Mike's a smart dude. Like and that's the thing too. You say what you want to. Like signals, calls, tendencies. Mike Hilton specializes in blitzing, and he's smart enough to know you're gonna come back to this play at some point. And I know what it looked like. It's some really smart dudes when you talk about football in the NFL. You can look at a guy's feet and just he dropping y'all. We good. You can see the safeties rocking. Like it's so much that go into the film study of it. And Mike Hilton is an undersized guy that got to make plays like that to stay in the league too. And now he's a really good player. His pace suggests that, right? But you can only trick guys so many times in the NFL. So Mike was bound to make that play at some point, and then it happened to be a tip. I'll say this with Tannehill. Given weapons, he's fine. I will also say this too. If he can protect himself outside the pocket, I'd love to see him run the ball a little bit more. Get a little bit more creative. But I think we all look at last year's OC and say it wasn't in him to be that creative, right?
Right.
That call down, it was terrible, man.
That's saying it nicely.
I know you saw the video of him getting the DUI, man. I know you seen it.
Oh, that was cold.
Man said he had a victory beer, man.
Part of me want to say, man, I somewhat believe him. He had those threats at his crib, but that's an easy excuse to have. But what you have going for you this year is this, though. You got an OC and Tim Kelly you think can do some work. But then on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3 other guys that interview for offensive coordinator jobs. The offense gotta evolve. It's too many cooks in the kitchen right now to not have some good ideas come on that play call sheet. You remember the ongoing joke? What was it last year? What was it? You only score in the second half? Was that it? Or you don't score on the first drive? Like that's got to get cut out. I don't care if it's simplifying the run game, simplifying the passing game, or finding playmakers. Like you got to go do it this year because I don't think the floor is hot in any capacity. It's surrounding Vrabel, right? Yeah. But like the eyes, as far as like a full turnover, it's going to get real sticky for dudes inside of that building, especially with the new GM. He's going to look for his types.
Yeah.
I'm really big on the Tennessee Titans getting wide receivers in this draft, man. I'm very big on. I'm not gonna say that these young wide receivers here are just some game changer, but
who scare you? Be real. Who scare you?
Nobody scaring me outside of Traylon Burks, who you can just double. Who else beat me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we just signed Chris Moore, and I haven't got a chance to really look at his film.
Scare you off top?
Even though I'm like, man, we signed anybody. We might as well sign receiver from Tennessee State. Like, you know what I'm saying? TSU.
I mean, but that's kind of a San Francisco thing, ain't it? They had a bunch of they got some star wide receivers, but they also had a good wide receiver room of people that just showed up and made plays when they were called upon. So, I mean, yeah, we do need to have some depth at that wide receiver because that also helps with our creativity. So I want to see that, but you know, we've discussed this draft. There's not many people. Everybody's kind of small in the wide receiver course. So I don't want to stock up on a bunch of small wide receivers.
Right.
We need somebody big and physical as well. But I'm with you.
I'm telling you, man, my guy, man, Jackson Smith and Jigba, man. People scared of him.
And we got Chig too. So
yeah, I saw the comment on that one too. The thing about Chig is this: he can be a matchup nightmare, but they bring a covering safety down on him. Like Traylon is good, Chig is good, but like I said, when in NWI can be good, but he got to stay on the field though too. Like if you're walking into a stadium, like legitimately, like look at what Jacksonville got in their cupboard right now. Mm-hmm. They got a few guys that you say, okay, they can be a problem, especially if the young cat from Alabama get right, mm-hmm. right? But in today's NFL, you gotta have more than one. You gotta have two solid wide receiver, a solid tight end, and a running back that can be multifaceted.
Yep.
Like me personally, I'm really pairing it up to what Kansas City has done with the wide receiver position, and also what Cincinnati. Like, look at that stock of wide receivers they got.
Yeah.
You better find somebody that's close enough to that's gonna get you over the top. And I've been saying it for a little while. I know the running game is the bread and butter. But you got to start hitting those 5-yard outs that's going to loosen up the running game so a guy like Derek can get off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right. That's been my thing for the longest, man. Just, getting that pass game going enough to where defenses have to respect it. I mean, they don't have to go out there and beat Kansas City. I mean, I'm not looking for that out of the Titans, but just go out there, make them respect your pass game enough to say, hey, let's back up a little bit because we don't know what they're going to do.
So exactly.
And it's funny, like Ryan Clark said it on our show one morning. It's like, don't nobody fear Derek. It wasn't disrespectful to me. Like, and especially from a defensive guy. So let me tell you what he was saying in this. If you line up two tights, fullback with Derek in the backfield, that's cake. You mean to tell me this wide receiver right here who's a rookie is supposed to scare me? No, I'm not afraid of what you present me.
Yeah.
We used to call it fighting City Hall. When we was playing with Le'Veon, man, we were more or less like, yo, what hey, let's go empty. Let's go empty. Bring Le'Veon back into the fold. Let's go nickel. Let's go dime. Like we were into those sets where we have 4 wide receivers and a running back. Le'Veon come get in the gap with us, and guess what? We block up front because they're so spread out. Like having the ability to do that with Derek is something that has to be essential if you're going to go that route. But if you mean to tell them we got 2 tight ends, a fullback, and Derek Henry's in the backfield with 1 wide receiver lined out wide.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you say you don't fear him, it's that idea. So what are you going to do? Play action me when I can cover your wide receiver still? Or are you going to give it to Derek? Like those 8, 9-man boxes, man, they are taxing, not just for Derek, but for the O-line too. Mm-hmm. Like, especially when I'm about to hand it to him regardless, or you going to roll out and I got to catch your quarterback? Like, no, like it wasn't the idea that he's saying people aren't scared of him. The idea when he gets to the open field, we ain't scared of what you present us to take him down. That's the separator.
Yeah, I like the explanation behind that one, man. It makes perfect sense because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's 11 individuals out there, and those 11 individuals have to be respected. And whenever the opposing team sees a guy that could be, a weak link or whatever, they're going to attack it.
I mean, think about this. That last game Pittsburgh played, when was this? It might have been Robert Spillane. The linebacker from Pittsburgh, the white linebacker they had, they brought him in for one purpose. Go hit Derek at the goal line. Y'all remember that one?
Yeah, I remember he hit him as hard as possible, bro. He hurt himself.
He did hurt. I think he got a concussion behind that, but he had one job because they knew he was going to get the ball right there. Like, and that's what you mean. Like, defenses are very smart in this league, and what guys are willing to do. This Spillane got a new contract, I think, with Vegas recently. You see what I'm saying? Because he does one thing really good, and he did that. Like that, it wasn't disrespectful. Like you see the words, and you're like, oh, yeah. But when you look at like the way defenses scheme up and how you got to attack them to stop them, it becomes kind of self-explanatory. It's like, man, yeah, they just going to line up an eye and hand it to him. Oh, we're going to eat all day. And he might break one, but then if you can't get to the end zone, what we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
No, we got a little running joke going on this show, man. And this guy he said, ask Ramon how he feels about the Titans likely drafting.
Yeah.
It ain't for me.
We can never get a serious Will Levis explanation. It never fails.
Balls to have a day with this one.
No, man.
Watch, we make all these jokes and watch it's going to come back and he's going to be like a good QB.
We draft Will Levis, man. Hey, man, I'm becoming a Steeler fan.
Come on over to the dark side.
My dad already is Steeler fan. All right, look, I got my excuse.
Smooth transition. Yeah. Hey, man.
I'm two-tone blue today. I die, man.
Hey, man, Levis to me is interesting because they high on him because they say, look at what he was presented with at Kentucky. And I'm like, I hear you. But, like, some stuff do travel with you. I'll say this. He can be good if surrounded. But that's almost any quarterback. I heard Ben for years, and our media used to get onto him. He's always asking for weapons. He wanted a new wide receiver every year, or he wanted a new tight end because he knew I'm as good as the guys y'all surround me with. And you know what happened? Ben got a new wide receiver almost every single year. So if Rand, like, I think we don't know what's going to happen because Rand Carthon's the new GM. What it look like with his scouting? How good can they hit? What's their criteria to be a Titan moving forward? I like Anthony Richardson over Levis. I will say that. And I got some homeboys of mine that are deep in like college football. It's like, yo, it's there for Anthony Richardson. It's like that game against Tennessee and Utah and his ability to make those throws is there. He's got to be like a pencil, get sharpened a little bit. But I'm taking him over Levis. That's just me. Although Levis has played a little bit more.
So where do you put Hendon Hooker, man? Where do you put Hooker?
Without the ACL, Hendon's the third quarterback, period. Without the ACL.
That's about where I put him.
If you can sit Hendon for a year or let that ACL get healthy, I'm telling you, he's a pro's pro. The smarts he has. The dude's hands are huge. So the ability to just command the ball how he wants to and grow, he got it. But everybody going to knock the offense. Everybody going to say, has he read it? I'm telling you, the dude is smart enough to read the defense. Heupel's a former college quarterback. He know how to teach his guys up. It's just the system on Saturday work. Why go away from the system when y'all college defenses are dumb? Like they are. It's comical how bad college defenses are. So if I can beat y'all because I'm outsmarting you in that, I'm going to do it. Why? The game in college is winning. Putting your talents on display. Hendon to me is the third quarterback. He got to go to a place where he can sit and get healthy and you roll into him in year 2 at the latest.
Would you mind spending a first round pick on Hooker, or is he?
You need other needs first.
Mm-hmm.
I much rather see them take an outside edge, knowing if it's the best available, than Hendon or a tackle. If I could steal him in the second, or if I can move back, I'll move back and take him around 20 if somebody want to deal with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I kind of see it, because you got Tannehill, but it's a matter of, are we drafting because we need it or because we have the luxury of getting the best available too?
Yeah, right. So Ramon, let me ask you this, man, because I hear you, throwing it out there about, go get an edge rusher in the first round. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been going back and forth about who I want the Titans to go get for the last week.
Yeah.
Even RJ had to ask me last week, like, man, Marako, so what are you looking for in a wide receiver? And I'm like, man, I don't want now one of the little dudes. But I've been thinking about the defense, man, and just the way the Titans are built right now. I mean, they're going to be leaning a lot on defense. How do you feel about them going corner in the first round? And who do you like at corner?
Corner, the coldest guys in the draft this year, man. We had Brian McFadden on earlier today, and he brought up, man, the young cat, Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, I like Devin Witherspoon.
It's going to be interesting. Seriously, Bayer situation is very interesting.
Yeah,
it is.
Brian Branch is a guy that could go in the draft. I don't know if safety is going to go that early for him. You can get Joey Porter Jr. if you're trying to get a corner too. Some say he's a little grabby, but he's big, he's rangy, and he's going to develop a mentality because it's in him, right? But Christian Gonzalez, I don't know you're going to be able to get a guy like him. To me, I look at Joey Porter Jr., Keely Ringo being the dude too that could be significant, but I'd almost safety has to be in play because you don't know what's gonna happen with Bayer. Imagine y'all boss coming to you say, "Hey, take a pay cut," and you tell them no, and from there you got to walk back into that workplace. Y'all gonna be happy? Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm assuming something's gonna happen. Either they're gonna have to pay him now, or they're gonna have to trade him now.
But see, like I want more info
Marako,
on
I
that
want to
pay
give
cut.
you an answer to who I want, but 11's such a prime spot, but this team could legitimately move back to get more picks. So
I think they're gonna move back, man.
Yeah.
I gotta.
I hope they move back, man, because I mean we need people. I mean we need bodies. I mean it's just how many holes we got right now, man.
A ton of significant ones too. But the Bayer one to me is the ace card on draft night. I don't know how it's gonna shake out moving forward. I hope he's still here, but this one's gonna be real interesting in how they really amend themselves.
See, the problem is, man, is that we paid Amani Hooker all that money, and I just don't. I still look. I like Amani Hooker. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't feel like we should have paid. Like, you don't pay safeties like that, in my opinion, in today's day of the league. I just feel like we could have found another safety. I mean, we found one right out the back that was good. Who was the guy that was that the one of Torres Patella towards in the Cowboys game?
God,
was it Adams? Is it Andrew
Adams? Adams.
Yeah, man, he played just good as Darren Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I said, I think he's a good player, good young player, but I just feel like paying safeties, you don't pay them that much unless you have a Kevin Byard, for instance, one of the top 3 safeties in the league, in my opinion.
To me, that was I think team-wise, that was a steal, really, just being real with you. Considering the cornerbacks you lost last year, Amani being gone too. I mean, not Amani, God, one went to the Giants.
Dory.
You needed something, and I'll say you this: Bayer might have had some influence on that too, because everybody needs a Robin, and if he covers him up good enough, Bayer probably is like, yeah, let's make this. I ain't saying he made the final call, but he got him early for cheap. Cheap-ish is what I say.
That I understood why he went on ahead and signed Hooker, but a part of me felt like, man, at the time, man, we should have been prioritizing AZ.
But that's why, and that's another thing. Like, man, that's one thing I didn't like about J-Rob is that he paid people that he shouldn't have paid before he got the superstars. You got to say you take care of AJ first, then you pay Amari Hooker. You pay even like we paid Harold Landry before we paid AJ. You get what I'm saying? Like, we were paying people that we like, and I like Harold Landry. But AJ need to get paid first before we pay it.
We kind of see like that, like seems like John Robinson was trying to do that to try to push on these bigger stars. Like, oh, we don't have no money to try to get a hometown discount. And that was just a horrible strategy to have. And it just backfired and cost him his job.
Hands down, that was probably the dagger in it. No, the dagger was watching AJ get off in Philly.
Yeah, I mean, and
they don't want to say it, but we know.
That, and I think Amy might have found out that day that J-Rob didn't actually offer what he told her that he offered AJ, and AJ was like, "No, I only got 18 million offered to me, not 22." And she's like, "What?" And then went back and checked slips and figured out that didn't, and it didn't help that AJ went off.
Yeah, it didn't help he went off. That Deebo Samuel's text. Or that recorded phone call that disappeared, that right there was as real as it got when AJ was on there saying, man, they tripping. They offer me 18. You remember that conversation that disappeared? That was AJ. It definitely sounds like him. And that was just bad business, man. J-Rob, I know for sure he loved the team or the way he acted. He loved it. It may have just been too close to the sun for him because he's from the state.
I think the job necessarily got too big for him, because if you think about when he first took over the team, we were 2-14. So every move he was making, we were just happy just to be good. You know what I'm saying? And then we got good and we started getting consistently good. We got a really good head coach. Yeah. And we trying to get to the next level to get to the Super Bowl, and he's not the man for the job.
He didn't match that energy.
Yeah, he didn't match that energy. Exactly.
And then it was his first GM job too. He was coming up as scout and working up his ranks too. So it just might have been a little bit too much. It's definitely a learning progress for him, because he did some things right, but he did a lot of things wrong too.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, fellas, I got this early morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get up out of here, man. This is cool, man. Have me back another time. Seriously, probably a little bit earlier on a Friday or something. But yeah,
okay. Yeah, man. We gonna most definitely link back up, man. I'm gonna shoot you a message here soon, Ramon, too, because I gotta hit you off with something, man. It's quite interesting.
No doubt. Add me so I can tweet this out too, man. We get this. We're rolling. I'll retweet you guys. You know, I lost my verified check.
I see that's been the big thing on Twitter, man.
They
got
you to run a lot of people. They got everybody. God, man.
Man, Twitter tripping, man.
I'm gonna hit that follow button.
No doubt. I'll follow y'all back on that, man. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Pretty cool, man. Let's do this again.
Absolutely.
Most definitely, man. You take care.
All right, fellas.
All right, thank you, man. You have a wonderful. Yeah, man, that was good, man.
Yeah, I told you. I told you like Ramon, dog. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I hear him every morning when I'm driving to work, man. So you feel me?
Good vibes, man.
Man. Shout out to Ramon, man. I mean, y'all sit there and heard it, man. I mean, man, them play football at the highest level, man. So I mean, he most definitely, know his stuff. And man, I just want to see the Titans go out there and get it right. That's what I'll say. Get it right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got my dudes I like in the draft or whatever, but just get the pick right. As long as we go in there, pick somebody that's going to stick around for a while, I'll be happy, no matter the position.
Yeah, I just look at it like this, man. I've liked them rules that Rand Carthon's made, except for this Chris Moore move. He gonna have to show me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like what Rand Carthon's doing. I'm ready to see what he's gonna do in this draft, and I feel like he's had a lot of thinking, a lot of time, a lot of discussions, a lot of meetings about this draft to make sure that he gets this right. And I'm sure he's doing some praying, man, because he got a big task ahead, man. I like I said, I feel like he's gonna get it right, man. Then we're gonna be happy coming out this draft.
Yeah, I got a lot of faith. I know it's like untread water. We don't know what exactly is coming, but man, I got a lot of faith. I think he's gonna be able to put pieces. Because we can't fix everything in one season, but I think he's going to be able to put pieces around us so we can be compete next year and have a respectable team. And I think we're going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. I don't think we're going to have a losing season next year, bro. I think we're going to have at least 10 wins next season, but we're going to see. But I just know how that mentality is, and I have faith that they're going to be able to put some talent around us. I know a lot of our players have chips on their shoulders to come out, so I expect us to be a lot better than people think next year.
Right. Yeah. Just like I've been saying these last few weeks here, man. I mean, do not count this team out, man, because I know everybody out there looking at Jacksonville like they got something going on. Man, I done told y'all this once before. I told y'all this a long time ago, back in 2017, 2018, man. Jacksonville got to run that back. And even with them making it to the AFC Championship game back then, I was like, man, this team, man, they gonna end up getting into it with each other, and it's gonna all crumble. And week 3, it crumbled. In 2018, it crumbled. You didn't hear nothing about Jacksonville outside of who they was picking at 1, 2, or 3 up until this past season right here. And I'm right here saying to you right now, man, I mean, the same thing gonna repeat itself, man. That is not a winning culture down there. All they do is get lucky from time to time. And at first,
here we go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they in the building.
Yeah, I hope you got here and we coming for y'all.
Get lucky from time to time. I can deal with getting swept by Jacksonville for the first time in 20 years right now. I mean, that's just how confident I am about the Titans. As far as the Colts go, I mean, they digging themselves in a deep hole with us too, man. They haven't beat us since what? 2021, something like that. I mean, we done beat them like 4 or 5 times in a row already. So, I mean, they in the same boat. They got to show us. Now, Houston, I mean, I don't know what's going on with us in Houston, man. It just seems like no matter what, Houston always give us a run for our money. I just can't figure that thing out. I mean, maybe it do got something to do with, all those Houstonians, I mean,
But they
used to
take us,
be
they just
Oiler
dying to
fans or
beat us,
whatever.
man. Like,
Yeah, man,
they
it's
just
like
dying to beat us.
they just forget how bad they are when they play the Titans.
I tell man, it's not even us though. Like, I mean, you think about the Texans though. I tell people, right, but like they be like, oh, we playing the Texans this week. Oh, it's an easy dub. I said it ain't gonna be easy, bro. I'm gonna let you know. Like
easy.
the Texans, man, it's like you got you. They it's like they're bad, like, but they're like they have a talented team, but like they're bad. Like,
bro, us playing Texans sometimes makes me think of college football. You know how you like for us, I'm in Oklahoma, so OU versus OSU is a huge rivalry. It don't matter how good OU is or how bad OSU is, you can't never take that game lightly because they can come and beat you. And that's what it always feels like with the Texans. It's like, man, you just can't go in there with thinking you're going to beat them. They always seem to know what we're going to do, and they know how to kind of.
Yeah, they know exactly how we play.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
they know
just
it.
Get up to play us. I mean, everybody else. And which Houston was competitive last year. I mean, despite their record, I mean, they was in quite a few games, man.
Yeah.
It took a few teams down through there, man. But with us, man, it's like a yearly thing with Houston, man. I mean, we always end up going right down to the wire with them.
They going in, bro. Here come the kitty cat.
Bro, one season don't dictate a winning culture.
Claiming somebody
man,
else Super Bowl
I'm about to call Cody out, man. Cody, I'm about to call you out, bro. Because when you was on this chat, bro, you was not talking about winning, bro.
Exactly.
Y'all turned up after y'all played us, man. Y'all have not developed a women culture yet. Y'all have to at least do it again. You know what I'm saying? You at least a 9-8 season does not give you a winning culture, bro.
That's what the Jags fans don't understand, man. I mean, people respect teams who consistently win.
Yeah, now, y'all ain't consistently done it.
Name the last year that Jacksonville just consistently contended. I mean, 5 years. It took 5 years to get back from they little AFC championship thing. And before that, what? It took them like 10 years or whatever. I mean, it was 10 years before. I mean,
that's how they consistently won. I think they had
Jacksonville don't have no winning culture, man. I don't even know why we sitting up over here just really going in depth with that. In depth with.
That's a Super Bowl, man. Sweeping the Titans,
so hard on Jacksonville, I can't even get my words straight right now, man. But they don't have a winning culture.
No.
They at least got to have another winning season, man. And before I can say that they have a winning culture, they win 9-8. That's not winning, man. Like 9-8 seasons are like that's mediocre, man. Like
and shouldn't even have that 9th win.
Yeah, and what they fail to realize too is Doug Peterson got fired. I mean, he got fired in Philly. I mean, that's what they not talking about. I mean, yeah, some of that was Carson Wentz and his foolishness, but some more of that was Doug Peterson and his ways as well. And Jacksonville they're gonna see that this year, man. I mean, I'm not worried about Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm not worried about Jacksonville. I'm worried about my Titans.
And Cody, don't forget, we got Arden Key this year, and he has a chip on his shoulder, and he says he knows what y'all like to do. So we're gonna see about how well your offense is this year against our Titans when Key gets up in there because he's ready. He's upset with y'all.
Right, man. But man, Cody, appreciate you coming up in here, man.
Appreciate it.
Y'all make sure y'all go turn up on their show as well, man, because I mean they do a weekly show as well, and I mean. I know they in there throwing shots at the Titans, so y'all go in there and throw y'all shots at them, man.
Absolutely, they throwing shots, bro.
So I mean, you guys got y'all so you guys got a bona fide first round pick yet, man? You already know who mine is, man. Big old JSN. So who y'all got as y'all first round pick, man? Y'all need another show.
I'm not set on it, but like, bro, I'm like 70-80. I'm more majority, and I have two situations. Honestly, I kind of hope we trade back. If I'm being completely honest, I hope that we just trade back, not too far back. I
don't. You want to trade back? I know who you want to get. I think you want to trade back and get Hyatt, right?
Well, no. I want to. I do want to get Hyatt, but I want us to trade back in the late teens, right before 20, and go and get us somebody competing wise in that position. But yeah, I think we can get Hyatt in the second round. So I want us to get some more picks later, and yeah, Hyatt's who I want. But if we stay at 11, I'm kind of leaning towards your guy there. I'm kind of leaning to Jackson on that, but I don't know.
You on the trade back train, so we'll just put you trade back, and you have whoever you want. And then Marako, you got a guy, or you on trade back train too?
Man, look, man. Like I said, man, I ultimately just want
you don't know
the
who
Titans.
you want.
I really just want the Titans to get it right, but I got a draft crush right now, man.
Okay.
And it's Joey Porter Jr., man. I mean,
I like him too.
I set up late Sunday night, man, just, looking at film on this dude, man. And like Ramon said, although, I mean, he is handsy, I mean, this man right here, he's long. I mean, he makes plays, doesn't get a ton of interceptions, but I'm not so much concerned about interceptions. I'm more concerned about him getting up on any wide receiver, no matter who he is, sticking them and telling him, hey, it ain't going to be your day. And Joey Porter, he's about all that. I mean, shoot, look who his dad is. I mean, his dad done, been in some battles with a bunch of dudes or whatever. And I just think Joey Porter fits the Titans defense. Just imagine a defense with Big Jeff out there trash talking and pushing dudes around in the trenches. And then within the secondary, you got Joey Porter Jr. not backing down from anybody. He's matching that same energy. I just look at that and I feel like that right there builds an identity.
Yeah. No, facts.
I wouldn't mind taking a corner in the first round, man. I just we need a lockdown corner. I think we got to pay for Christian Fulton out of this season. I don't think they're gonna pay him. I'm gonna be real. If you get hurt again,
what
man,
I'm thinking about too, man.
We gotta replace these corners. You know what I'm saying? We gotta replace a corner. So I would not be mad at a first round corner, especially if we traded back and got one too. Like that would I wouldn't mind the Joey Porter is nice too. I would not mind that pick.
It kind of feels like we can still get decent wide receivers in second and third round. Like it seems like even Cedric Tillman might be in the third round. So even if we grab him there, that's a good pickup as well. So I'm kind of with you. We can go DB.
That can take a top off a defense, man. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I wouldn't mind Cedric Tillman. Then you can find you. Then we already got Kyle Phillips too, and he can play in the slot, and we can find us another slot. You know what I'm saying? Now that because if you get Cedric Tillman, we have our two big body wide receivers that can play on the outside. All we need is a little. Then you get the little guy. You get what I'm saying? You just don't want to get him in the first round. You can get the little guy.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Just like I was telling Glenn, one of my fellow admins at Tennessee Titans Elite, I was telling him, like, man, I'm more excited about the dudes in the second and third round than I am the first round. I mean, I know I talk about Joey Porter Jr., but I also like some more corners as well. It's just, especially the guy from Mississippi State. I can't Forbes. Yeah, Forbes.
Yeah, he's
man.
nice.
I like him.
On the last show, man, there's a lot of good corners in this draft. I really like that Cam Smith from South Carolina too, man.
Like him too, man.
Yeah, he's a good corner.
Like him too, but I just look at Joey Porter Jr. and he stands out to me, man. He fits what Mike Vrabel wants on defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely watch some more film of him. Like I said, I saw him because I ain't really been. I've been looking at corners, but I ain't been studying the corners. Because I just didn't think we were gonna get a corner. But now that we doing this show, we could probably go through. We could go through and have a corner. So I think we was talking about that last show, but we wanted to having Ramon on, so we was like, we can't do it. We go.
Yeah, man. Draft next week, man. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, I'm so daggone tired of just sitting around talking about the Titans gonna do this, the Titans gonna do this. I'm like, man, forget all that. Let's just get to the 27th, man, and get this thing rolling.
Yeah,
most definitely.
I forgot it is that close. Oh man.
So,
next week, man, we gonna turn up, man.
Oh yeah, we got to do something for this draft, man. We can't just be sitting there by ourselves with these fans here, man. We got to do some type of
man. We gonna figure out how we can do live stream while watching it without getting in trouble. So we gonna figure that out and have ourselves a little draft party so everybody can come and hang out with us, and we can all see live reactions to how we feel when the Titans pick who they pick, and we can all go through those emotions together.
Yeah, man, we might try to get some of y'all on here with us to get some reactions, man. You just never know with us, man. I mean, we all about a vibe around here, man.
Yeah, most absolutely.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap the show up, man. I mean, thank you everybody for joining us tonight once again. Shout out to Ramon Foster. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to him Monday through Fridays on 104.5 The Zone. Ramon, Kayla, and Will. RJ, you got anything you want to say?
Yes, sir, baby. Go Vols. Now just I had to get it out very quick, man. You know, I had to put my hand to hook and jersey on. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Ramon, for showing up, man. I know you ain't in here, but thank you for showing up, man. It definitely helped out our show. We're gonna promote it, you know what I'm saying, so everybody can see it. Also, man, next week we're gonna do it big. We really gonna do it big next week because it's the draft, man. Make sure y'all tune in, you know what I'm saying, to show y'all support, man. Today was one of our best shows, you know what I'm saying. So
absolutely. Had a lot of fun. Thanks to Ramon. Happy 420, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Bye, peace.